All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this series of tutorials, and I am just going to give you a run through of the question that came in the test one for my CHS students. So this is more like a remedial for my learners as well. So um, please leave a like and subscribe. Now, for this question, it showed a cell, a 2-volt cell that has two switches, S1 and S2, which are these here, and you're asked to find the current that will be read here and the voltage that will be read here if both switches are closed. Okay, so this switch and that switch is closed. So we can read through the question. So the figure below shows a 2-volt cell with switches S1 and S2 connected in series are the two resistors. So we have this resistor and that resistor connected in series. And you're asked to find the reading of the ammeter. So the ammeter reads current. Now, before you rush to answering this question, you need to know how voltage will behave in this scenario because there are two paths now here. There is a path here that has no resistance and the path in between here that has resistance. So once you know how voltage will behave in this scenario, you'll be able to know the reading of the ammeter. You'll be able to know the current there. So as voltage is distributed here, okay, so voltage will choose the path that has the least resistance, which will be this path here. So as long as this path here has a connection there, so voltage used to go through this path more than it would this path. So the voltage that will be here in this path will be almost zero. So the voltage will choose the path with the least resistance. So this path, the voltage will be zero, then voltage will go through this path here. Okay, so now if on this path the voltage is zero and the resistance is 5 ohms, what will be the current in this path? So the current is equals to voltage over resistance. So voltage there is 0 divided by resistance, that is 5. So this will give us 0 amps. So meaning that in this blue line here, there will be almost zero current, almost zero. So why am I saying almost zero? Because current is not much affected by resistance. So, but since voltage is zero, so most likely there'll be no current here. So meaning that the path that will have all the current is this path I'm drawing here. So it will be this path coming down here, then going up there, then this side, since this part is closed, so it will go through there, down there, then this path, then that path, then that path. So meaning that current will only be affected by one resistor, which is the 3 ohm resistor. Okay, so since current will only be affected by one resistor, so we have the 3 ohm resistor and the voltage there is 2 volts. So meaning that the reading of the ammeter will be current, which is equals to voltage over resistance. So the voltage is 2 and the resistance is 3. So this simplifies to 0.666 and repeating amps. So that will be the reading of the ammeter. It's like that. So that will be the reading of the ammeter. So since the voltage in this line will be 0, okay, because voltage is affected by the resistance. Remember, voltage is affected by the resistance. The more the resistance, the less the voltage. So since voltage is affected by resistance, there will be almost no voltage here. Okay, meaning that current will use this route that is up here, meaning that current will only be affected by that resistor, and the answer there was 6 amps. Okay, and I've already mentioned, so the reading of the voltmeter will be 0 here. So the voltmeter will be 0 because since both of these paths are closed, so this path is closed and this path is closed, this is the most favorable path for the voltage, as this side, it will be pushed away, it will be resisted by the resistor. Okay, so unless this part was open, okay, unless this part was open, then the voltage would struggle through in here and go inside there, as we will see with the other questions that we're solving on this very question. Okay, so unless this part was closed and this part is open, then the voltage will squeeze itself through the resistor there and go there. But since both parts are open, the favorable part for the voltage to go is the path with the least resistance, which is the top there. Okay, so that is how you're supposed to answer this question. All right, now with the same diagram, question 2 asked us, if S1 and S2 are open, what is the reading on the ammeter? Okay, now both of these switches are open like that. So both of the switches are open. What would be the reading of the ammeter? So for the ammeter to make a reading, there should be a connection from the positive and the negative. So as long as there is no path for current to go, as long as there is no path, the reading of the ammeter there will be equal to 0 amps. Okay, so that will be the reading of the ammeter, 0 amps. So 0 amps. So as long as there is no connection with the negative part of the battery, the reading of the ammeter is 0 amps. So here there is no connection since both of these are open, so there is no connection with the battery there.